Was Fresh Start Worlds a success or a failure? That's what we're gonna find out today. And spoiler alert, it was both, depending on which side of the coin you are. I found out some really interesting stats about this game mode and I wanna showcase all of that to you. So join me while I absolutely decimate this raid, and I promise you at the end of this video you will either know everything there is to know about Fresh Start Worlds or you're just gonna see a purple. Let's start the video. So it's October 2022 and Jagex announces brand new servers for Fresh Start Worlds. Firstly, the game mode itself was about as exciting as a PDF file because they quite literally didn't add anything to it. Just that everybody starts fresh. That's it. They even had a design section that said, yeah, we're just not designing really anything here. Jagex did try to promote this through, which was a questionable choice by itself. There was few YouTube ASMR channels that had nothing to do with old RuneScape and they were sponsored by Jagex to promote Fresh Start Worlds. I mean, there had to be like one dude in Jagex who had the budget and was like, yeah, I'm gonna fulfill my fetish but also work at the same time. It was just odd to say the least. So what is the idea of Fresh Start Worlds? In Jagex's own words, this game mode was meant to bring in new players to old school RuneScape who are, quotation mark, afraid to start playing the main game because everyone else is ahead. Even though old school RuneScape is one of the few MMOs out there that you can still completely play solo and not even worry about other players. And that's pretty much how it came to life. Some bored developer threw in a 10-minute design for UI, they slapped a logo on top of it, and I'm not kidding when I say that all of this hard work took an hour of Jagex's time and made the company millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right, but we'll get to the ka-ching money part later in this video. Oh, and I forgot that they did make one change. They added points. Yes. Now you may ask, what do these points do? Well, absolutely nothing. You can complete tasks and they give you points. For instance, completing a master glue gives you 130 points. But they have no meaning, they are just numbers that have no value. There's no rewards you can buy for those points, there's nothing you can unlock for those points. You could just give me 3 million points for killing a single goblin and it would have the same value as nothing. What they did, however, is make sure that everyone who wants to play this game mode has to make a brand new account, meaning you also have to purchase membership for that account. Once you have the account all set up, you can also purchase bonds for real life money to get a head start from every other player, meaning there actually wasn't any competitive vibe to this like you would get with leagues or deadman modes. In the first day you can spend thousands of dollars to buy bonds, exchange them for in-game gold and absolutely destroy someone who doesn't have that sort of money to spend. Now remember, this is what Jagex said. Wasn't it exciting to play shoulder to shoulder with other players at the same stage of the game as you? This is what we want to promote. Yeah, so much about that. Oh, and another thing, swapping GP was allowed, meaning you can have a main account on the main servers and swap gold for the Fresh Start Worlds, giving new players once again zero chance to compete against users that have that option. So this was all around not very well thought out in terms of integrity. But luckily, the higher ups at Jagex don't care about that words, but only care about the word money. So let's talk about that. Firstly, to find out how much money this made Jagex, we should look into how many players actually made accounts, and that number comes up to 91,643 accounts, according to the Fresh Start World high scores. Now from here, we can take the same assumption that we have with the main game where about 15 to 20% of the players are free to play and about 80% are members. We can assume that around 70,000 players bought membership for their new accounts at least once. On top of that, this lasted for 6 months. But if you slowly start to scroll up the high scores, you would see that out of those 90,000 accounts created, only about 5% of them actually played more than a week. If we go to rank 5000, you can see the total level is around 900, and if you ever made a new account yourself, getting 900 total level is easily achievable in like 10 days of gameplay, and everything under rank 5000 are accounts that don't even have that much gameplay. So out of those 90,000 accounts that were made for this game mode, only about 5,000 were players that actually spent a few weeks in this game mode, and if we go even more upwards, only like 1,000 players actually played this game for more than a month, which is a little bit more than 1% of total player base. So let's assume about 70,000 people bought the membership once and about 5,000 bought it twice or even more than that, just to give leeway to Jagex here. And if we assume that the price of membership is around $10 on average per month, depending on which country you're from, this would give Jagex total of around $1 million, give or take a little bit. Of course, these are rough calculations purely from logic that I don't really have. There are numbers of errors that could happen here, and we also left out probably the biggest form of money Jagex made from this, which is bonds. Essentially, you can pay $7 for a certain amount of in-game GP, and since you can buy as many of these as you want, I assume that made Jagex even more money than all of the membership combined. And another thing that wasn't calculated in was all the bots that tried to take advantage of the new economy but were banned but still purchased either bonds or membership. So overall, I think for something that in Jagex's own words took zero time to develop, making millions of dollars was probably a worthwhile investment for Jagex, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they did this again, even though quite loudly players said this is not what we want, and it kinda showed that in numbers as well. I mean, if you make a game mode for old school RuneScape and only about 1,000 accounts actually take it seriously, can you actually call it a success? For comparison, hundreds of thousands of people have tried out Leagues and Deadman mode and actually enjoyed that game mode. And I understand you can't really compare this, which begs the question in the first place. If it's not meant for new players because everybody can just buy gold, if it's not meant for the old players because there is zero integrity and incentive for them to play, then it begs the question, who was this for? Now, I actually made a video about this 7 months ago trying to find solutions how to make this more fun for new players and give more incentive for old players. Which, you know, surprise to a nobody, every idea from the players were completely ignored by Jagex. There was ideas on how experienced players can teach new players how to play the game in sort of a teacher-student style gameplay, and both of the players get rewarded. There was multiple ideas how to add rewards to the game mode so there is actually incentive to play, and so much more. But at the end, it showed that from the start the idea was always let's milk a few $1,000,000 from our players while putting minimum effort into this. And I genuinely feel bad for old school RuneScape developers who do give us amazing updates every year, and sometimes they just have to bite the bullet and take the quick buck because someone upstairs wants their monthly benefits. And also, I really hate to say this, but I promise to give away 1 billion GP to my community if Fresh Out Worlds gets 100,000 accounts created in the first month, and it didn't break that even after 6 months. So while I'm rubbing my nipples, I can safely yell out, I told you so. For comparison, our most successful leagues had almost 300,000 accounts in a month, and that's how a successful game mode should be made. And don't get me wrong, I wish I was incorrect in saying this was gonna be a failure. There's nothing better than your own negativity getting proven wrong, because at the end of the day, I want this game to be really successful, because it means my job is also gonna be more successful. So this could benefit everyone. I just genuinely hope that Jagex learned something from this, even though I doubt so. Like I said, they got their money for no effort, and as long as they keep getting those millions of dollars, I doubt anything is gonna change. Also, one last thing, isn't it really convenient that Jagex added a new membership package that is 6 months long, exactly before Fresh Out World started, which is coincidentally also 6 months long, just one click away. I bet a lot of players click that one button. Okay, I'm gonna end this video for now, and I just have one last thing to show you. This. 39.59, and I purposely took damage at the end just so I can get one more hit in. If I played it safe, I would have not gotten it. Oh my freaking god, man. Happy birthday, thank you so much. Finally my sorry kit. Yes, look at that timer, man. That is 39.59 and I needed to hit 40 minutes. That is so insane, man. Oh my god, that is actually insane. How did that even happen? Like I told you, it was not gonna come down to me because I know what I'm doing. I know how to do raids, right? It was all gonna come down to RNG. Okay, let's see. I don't even care about purple, man. I'm just so happy I got it. I'm just really happy I got it. Hey, it's a purple! Oh my god, no way. That is the most, oh god. That is the most insanest thing ever, man. Dude, I'm so overwhelmed, man. Oh god, okay. Let's not waste any more time. I'm not gonna milk this. I'm thinking it's gonna be Fang. I think it's gonna be a Fang. Oh, I'm just gonna sit back. I'm just gonna let it happen. And yeah, let's see what happens. It's a light bearer. Of course it's a light bearer. But I got the kit, man. I've got the Masori crafting kit. Oh god. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy I got the kit.